Hello, dear learners. Welcome back to Talk Freak, where English learning becomes an unforgettable adventure. Today, we begin the incredible life story of one of the greatest leaders in human history, Nelson Mandela. This is not just a story, it's a journey of hope, courage, and determination. By listening to this story, you will improve your English vocabulary, pronunciation, and listening skills. But more than that, you will discover the true meaning of forgiveness, leadership, and strength. So, get ready for the most powerful story you'll hear today. Let's start our journey, the life of Nelson Mandela, the man who changed the world. Part 1. Childhood and Early Lessons. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in a small village called Mvezo, in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. His birth name was Rolihlahla Mandela, which in the Xhosa language means pulling the branch of a tree. Some say it also means troublemaker, and maybe that name predicted his destiny, to challenge injustice. He was born into the Thembu royal family, a tribe known for its rich culture and traditions. His father, Gadla Henry Mfakanyiswa, was a respected chief, and his mother, Nokafi Nosekeni Fanny, was a kind and faithful Christian woman who taught him the values of kindness, humility, and faith. Mandela's childhood was simple, yet full of joy. He lived in a mud hut surrounded by green hills and open fields. There was no electricity or running water, but there was freedom. As a boy, he loved running barefoot, herding cattle, and listening to stories told by the elders around the fire at night. These stories of brave warriors and wise kings planted a dream in his heart, a dream to serve his people. One day, his father told him, "A real leader is not someone who seeks power, but someone who serves others." Those words stayed with Mandela for the rest of his life. Part 2. Education and Awakening. When Mandela was 7, he went to school for the first time. His teacher, Miss Madingane, gave him the English name Nelson, as was the custom in colonial schools. Mandela didn't understand why he needed a new name, but he accepted it and focused on learning. He loved reading stories, especially about heroes who fought for freedom. He once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." At 16, during a traditional Xhosa ceremony of manhood, he listened to elders speak about the pain of living under apartheid, the cruel system that separated black and white South Africans. That day, Mandela made a silent promise to himself. He would fight for justice and equality. Part 3. A New Life in Johannesburg. When Mandela was 19, the chief arranged a marriage for him. But Mandela had other dreams. He wanted to continue his studies, to explore the world beyond his village. So he ran away to Johannesburg, the busy, noisy city of gold. Life in the city was not easy. He worked as a night watchman and later as a law clerk. He lived in a small, crowded room and often went hungry. But he never gave up. He studied law by candlelight, believing that knowledge was the path to freedom. In Johannesburg, Mandela saw with his own eyes how unfairly black people were treated. They worked hard, earned little, and were forced to live in poor areas called townships. This experience opened his eyes. He realized that change would not come unless people fought for it. Part 4. Joining the Struggle. Mandela joined the African National Congress, ANC, a group fighting for the rights of black South Africans. Together with young activists, he helped form the ANC Youth League, which encouraged young people to take peaceful action. Mandela's voice was powerful and full of conviction. He often said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." In 1952, Mandela and his friend Oliver Tambo opened South Africa's first black law firm. They defended people who were treated unfairly because of apartheid laws, but their activism made them targets. The government arrested Mandela several times, trying to silence him. Still, he refused to stop fighting for justice. He said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." Part 5. Imprisonment and Inner Strength. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and accused of trying to overthrow the government. He used the courtroom as a stage to share his beliefs. He said, "I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." He was sentenced to life imprisonment and sent to Robben Island, a cold, isolated prison. The conditions were brutal. He was forced to do hard labor, slept on a thin mat, and could only see his family once every 6 months. But Mandela refused to be broken. He used his time to learn, reflect, and teach others. He said, "I am fundamentally an optimist. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward." Even in prison, Mandela became a symbol of hope for millions of people around the world. Part 6. Freedom and Leadership. After 27 long years, on February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela walked free. He was 71, his hair gray, his spirit unbroken. Instead of revenge, Mandela chose forgiveness. He said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." In 1994, history was made. For the first time, black and white South Africans voted together. Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. At his inauguration, he declared, "Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another." Part 7. Legacy and Life Lessons. As president, Mandela focused on unity and healing. One of his most powerful acts was supporting South Africa's rugby team, the Springboks, during the 1995 World Cup, a symbol of national reconciliation. He later stepped down after one term, proving that true leaders know when to let go of power. In his later years, he continued to work for peace, education, and equality. Mandela passed away in 2013 at the age of 95. But his legacy continues to inspire the world. He taught us that greatness is not about wealth or power. It's about service, sacrifice, and compassion. He reminded us that the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So whenever you feel lost or hopeless, remember Nelson Mandela. Remember that one person, with courage and love, can truly change the world. Thank you for listening with Talk Freak. If this story inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more English listening practice and motivational stories every week. Until next time, keep learning, keep believing, and keep rising.